All right, friends, welcome back for our Tuesday's edition of the JBM Daily Show. And I'm Joe Barlow, and I'm here with my daughter, Sarah, the world famous photographer. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I guess actually. No, she's my daughter first. But I am proud of you. I'm very proud of you
Yeah, thank you.
for the things that you've done. But the cool thing is, I've always noticed that, or what I've been I think the most proud of is that you do things from love.
Hmm.
Um,
Thank you.
uh, Sarah's just been a blessing. She just loves people. And you were talking last week about how you would wake up with this thing in your heart that you felt like people didn't know their purpose and they were lost. And so here you had this great path that just to many people seemed like, wow, look at Sarah take off, which you really did. And in an abnormal, as far as what everybody else what was happening to everybody else, it was not your normal thing. But then when you got down to Nashville, it was like, okay, Sarah's on her own now. Mom and Dad aren't sitting in the next room,
Yeah.
and you had to learn everything new. And then you were faced with the big R, the big reality.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what happens when it's all not peachy and cream, you know? So talk to us about that. I mean, it was rough.
Yeah.
Right?
Really, really, really rough. I had this season where I moved down there specifically because I really, really felt like there was parts of me that I still really needed to come into, and that I wasn't going to grow into that until I had, I was on my own and all that.
Out of the nest.
Yeah. And so I went down there literally for the first 6 months to a year, and I didn't have like any business at all. I would fly home a lot of times for, weddings here and there, but because my business panned off there, I wasn't really advertising much. My goal was to come and, do music photography in Nashville, but then realizing that I actually didn't like it. I really could not stand it. I did a few shoots and I was like, this is not what I want. And so then kind of losing the passion for weddings, and then here having this new passion that I thought I was going to move into and hating that. I was
Wow.
booking these internships, a lot of internships, and I had a place down there that could house a lot of people, and but then started realizing even with that I was just starting to see dollar signs over people's heads. And the minute that happened, because it was, how am I going to pay rent this next month? Oh, let me just do another internship.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a second, I'm not doing these internships simply for the money. I cannot look at these people just simply for, another
Pay the rent. Yeah.
And because it was becoming mathematical for me, and it was just very, robotic or whatever. And I was like, that's going to take all the passion out of it for me. So I cannot do that. And so I literally had to, there was this season where, number one, I wasn't really making almost any money, so I was getting into debt. And it was really, really, really challenging. And finally, I just took everything aside. I put everything aside, and I was like, just fasted and prayed for a good, I think I set aside a total of 2 weeks, and after about 5 days of nothing, hearing nothing, like not having any direction whatsoever, because I really had gotten to like rock bottom of feeling like I had no vision. And here I had come from this time of like so much vision, so much purpose, so much drive, so much all of this, and then going to a place where literally I felt completely empty of all of that, and not sure what to do. And so it literally was just me sitting, and I was praying and all of this different stuff, and there was no breakthrough whatsoever, and doing everything I knew to do. And it was weird because I realized after 5 days I had actually not really opened my Bible at all. I just was praying and listening to worship music and listening to teachings and kind of trying to drown things out because I didn't want to get quiet at all. Because the minute I got quiet, bombarding like, oh, this is due, this is, you don't have money for this, you're a failure, like all this different stuff. And then the minute that I just sat down and just started reading the Bible. And it was literally, I don't even know what I was reading. I think I just prayed and asked where to read. But it wasn't even anything, I don't think it was anything I was really even reading. And it was like a waterfall hit me. And it was instant. Like all of my vision, like it just like came back. And it was like, it was crazy because it felt like new ideas, but it was like, it was new ideas, but
Wow.
it was stuff that still had to do with everything that I had ever wanted to do. And so it was just worded in a different way, and I viewed it in a different way, and it was so new feeling to me, and it was like instant. Like I just like was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what my vision is. This is how I'm going to accomplish all this other stuff, and so it was cool because after that time was then when God then opened the door as far as just even more shoots and stuff like that happened. But then that's when I ended up meeting my business partner, who's my business partner now, and he even as far as photography goes, it then rejuvenated all of my passion for that, and we started going into more of this fashion side of photography, and I realized how much I liked that. Like that was something that for me, there was like no one standing over my shoulder being like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. It was just me free flowing. And with this other partner, my work started changing. And people started commenting like, oh my gosh, this is like, what is this? What is this? Like you have this eye in photography, but the style is so beautiful. And so it was after about, I think, 8 months or something like that of just doing these model test shoots and stuff like that, and really starting to love that then living in Nashville, people started asking us to do music stuff in that. And I had always said if I ever got back into music photography, it would have to be on my own terms, as far as like the having no kind of like person behind me watching everything or anything like that. And so that just kind of free flow, just having fun, like person on person sort of thing, And literally when we ended up booking the first Red album, that's how she presented it to us, which is crazy. It literally was
the
like
style that you were
the exact
developing.
style that we were already developing. But even when I said if I ever got back into music photography, it would have to be this way, and she presented that to us, and not even having known,
Awesome.
So.
Hey, listen, we're talking to Sarah Barlow, my lovely daughter, and we're talking about finding your life purpose. I really believe there's some keys in here. As you listen to these conversations, there's some keys that are coming out of Sarah that I really believe will be a blessing to you. So let's keep going. Let's come on back tomorrow. Make this show a part of your day. I really believe it will bless you. God bless you.